Hey guys, it's ANicWin, also known as Amy, and happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a lovely day. We are building in San Myshuno. We're not building, actually, we're renovating, and this is the 2B Jasmine Suites unit, I believe. It's up in the top left-hand corner if I'm wrong. It will be up there. It'll also be in the video description. I didn't really do anything crazy. This is the I think it was a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom unit when you come in, and the 2 bedrooms over here, the smaller ones, were the original bedrooms. I just sort of changed them up a little bit and I added a 3rd bedroom, and I just kind of sectioned off the living space a little bit. And I did that because one, the open floor plan that they had going on before that was not vibing with me, absolutely not. And for two, the tall wall height with an open floor plan is just, it made me anxious. So I changed it just ever so slightly. I initially was not going to go for a blue and yellow theme because I feel like I just did it in my eco lifestyle home. However, it just kind of happened, and I like the way that it looked, so I left it. But I'm gonna have to start watching that tendency that I have to kind of gravitate towards those colors and dial it back just a little bit. Now, for backstory for this home, I'm imagining that this is a foursome household, specifically a same-sex couple that are both women. I and they have 2 kids, so one's a toddler and one is a child. I'm not sure on how they came to be a family, meaning I'm not sure if they fostered or if they've adopted, if one sim carried both children, or they each carried one, or maybe they each had one before they became a couple. I'm really not sure. I didn't put too much thought in that. I kind of wanted to leave that open to how you interpreted it. But as you can see, there are multiple scenarios for it. So the sky is truly the limit. I was trying to fit an island in the kitchen because I really wanted to use that shelf, but I didn't want it above everything. It ended up not working out and it had to go above because I wanted to include a dining room table. I really wanted the kitchen to be seen as kind of the heart of the apartment, like the hub, the central location where everyone's hanging out. And for me, that meant a dining room table had to be included, and I didn't have enough space in the remaining living space to add a dining section. So the island got nixed, the shelf went above, and it's fine. It looks fine. It worked out for the better, but I really fought with it for a long time to try to get it to work, and it just did not. So I'm just kind of fleshing out the rest of the kitchen. I actually struggled. I'm not gonna lie. I struggled to kind of clutter this up in a way that I thought made sense or would look good. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't usually struggle with kitchens, but I was having a hard time at first. And then at the end of the video, you'll see I kind of pop back in here and I change a few things around because I think I was going for too many decorative styles, because in my brain, what I wanted to build and what I ended up building are two separate things. And I hate when that happens, but it does happen. So I'm just adding that dining table. Now, like I said, since there's only 4 Sims, I didn't feel like I needed to add 6 chairs. I kept it minimal because this is a smaller apartment. I didn't want anything to look overcrowded. And I'm placing the skinny legend herself, and then moving on into the living room. So I wasn't initially going to do an angled wall because I think that's wasted space. However, when I tried to put everything on the opposite wall, to roll right there to the right, the layout wasn't working. It was blocking the kitchen. It was leaving huge gaps of space. It just didn't look great. So for some reason, putting it on the angle and just sort of changing everything the way that it was laid out, it just made everything fall into place just that much easier. And I'm actually quite pleased with the living space. I think this is my favorite room in the entire apartment. I'm not even gonna lie. And that's that candle centerpiece that's on the mantle. I would like that in real life. Like if I find that at Hobby Lobby or somewhere, it's game over. I'm purchasing that and taking it home with me immediately. I am adding some Star Wars like kids clutter here to the bottom of this lamp. I like putting things on that shelf. I think it should have been a slotted space. Sims team, I'm just saying. Because I'm imagining that the older child is really, really into Star Wars. In fact, his entire room is themed around it. And then we move on to the hallway. Now, I don't do anything crazy in the hallway. I was going to put bookshelves here, maybe a pop-up desk, but because I used archways on either end, there was just no feasible way for me to do that. It was going to block everything. It wasn't going to look great. So I didn't. Instead, I did a feature wall here, and then I just do a painting on the opposite wall. Like I said, it's not great. It's not really a wow factor, but I do think it added some personality to these Sims. It kind of gives you a little bit more of an insight as to who lives here, in my opinion. And then we jump into the next hallway. There are 3 hallways in this build, guys. I'm like so sorry. But we jump into the next hallway. I did include laundry because I thought with 2 young kids, you really want laundry in your unit if you can have it. And I had the space, so why not? I'm imagining that that washer and dryer set are probably used. They're handed down, but they work, so who cares? It's not about like looks, it's about functionality, in my opinion. I give them the family bulletin board. I really like that piece. I don't know if a lot of other people use it, but I always think it looks good, and I actually do use the curfew system. I think it's just cute. And then we jump into the toddler room. Now this room is messy, it's chaotic, and I love it. I think a toddler space really needs to, like, everywhere you turn, there needs to be something else that they can get into, because that encourages exploration and it just keeps them engaged with their surroundings. But also at night, when you have all the lights dimmed, it looks really cozy in here. I am tooting my own horn a little bit, but it looks really cozy. So I went with the red and blue card theme. I tried to carry that throughout. The red tones in this game don't really match that well. They have a little bit of that red. They have the raspberry red, and then they have the like fire engine red. So I was going more fire engine and not quite raspberry red. So I had to kind of supplement with some other wood tones. I am actually quite pleased with how this room turned out, even though it's not necessarily cohesive. Like, I feel like this corner is cohesive. Like, we went themed, and then the rest of it was just like, and we just went with whatever. And I think that's okay in this instance, or at least I'm telling myself that it's okay. It may not be, but I do like his room. I think it's very, very cheerful. And then we jump into the kids' room. Initially, I was going to give him a closet, and then I realized there was no room for a bed. So I just pushed that wall back. I use this lofted bed with a dresser underneath. I don't decorate the top of the dresser just because it is such a narrow space. I couldn't really see it. It was way too difficult, and I thought if I can't see it to decorate, you probably can't see it as you're playing through, so I just left it. I made that decision. And then this is where Journey to Batu just sort of throws up all over this bedroom. That desk, that chair, these little decorative items, that flag, all of this is from the Journey to Batu pack. I'm imagining that maybe he had a birthday recently and he got all of these things, and he's just like so excited because he had his room makeover, and he's living his best life. He truly, truly is. I threw this little, it's the electricity school project on there because I'm thinking maybe he's working on building his own. Maybe he's doing a model ship, or maybe he's trying to build his own lightsaber or something like that. I just thought it looked like a box of supplies that he was using. And I did give him the chemistry set because I wanted to make sure he had an activity that was going to help him with skill building. And that particular item I felt like suited the build, or suited his room rather, more so than any of the other items in the game, but none of them really matched perfectly. They weren't really going with the theme. But that did more so than anything else. And then we jump into the tiny hallway, which we only put a light in because it's so small. And then into the bathroom. Now, the bathroom's not anything fantastic. I was not able to fit a shower just because of where the door and the windows were. And I could have shifted the door so it went into the master, but since this is a shared bathroom with everyone, I didn't want it to feel like, they had to go through one bedroom to get to a bathroom. I wanted to make sure that it was open and accessible to everyone. So it's not anything fantastic. It's got some decorative items, but at the end of the day, it's just a bathroom. And then we jump into the master. Now, this actually ends up being another favorite room of mine. I really enjoyed this space. I struggled with the curtains, particularly on the angled walls. It was really, really difficult for some reason to get things to clip. So I ended up just doing 2 of the tall curtains and then doing 2 blinds. Now I realize now that they're up way too high, and I do fix that before uploading it to the gallery. So if that's bothering you, don't worry. I noticed it. I fixed it. But I'm going with this sort of, it's not really a rustic theme. I don't really know what this theme would be called, but it's very black, very gray. There's hints of white. I do pop in some color with these plants. I was gonna do like a little waterfall thing, but I didn't like them clustered like in excuse me, descending order. So I did kind of like alternate just a little bit. The hiccups are going to kill me. They're going to be the end of me, I swear. But I did them in an alternating order, and I really like the way that that looked. I thought that looked a little bit more natural. And then I do a seating area, and there's a small dressing area. So on that note, I'm actually going to leave you guys here. As always, feel free to leave a like or comment down below, letting me know what you think. You can follow me on Instagram if you want to see the screenshots. They should be up by the time the video is live. You can also subscribe if that's something that would spark joy for you, but there is no pressure ever to do anything. I just hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next Wednesday with my next speed build, and in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your week. Bye, guys.
Tapping with my fingers.